Okay, so thank you very much, Andrew.
Oh, and Andrew, I actually have shared that stream to my online media. So
thank you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
So
we are starting week 69 of the Indigenous Global Unity Summit. We have Samuel Waswa from Uganda on our call today, who's going to be doing a presentation. But as always, before I do start the presentation, I like to do the land acknowledgement. So to acknowledge those who came before us on this land, I do say a land acknowledgement. As we begin today, by acknowledging we walk upon the traditional territories of Indigenous peoples, we recognize their history, spirituality, culture, and stewardship of the land. We're grateful to all Indigenous groups for their commitment to protect the land and its resources. We're committed to reconciliation, partnership, and enhanced understanding. We acknowledge the land we're on here in the Greater Toronto Area is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Wendat, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe peoples, and is now home to many diverse peoples. We also like to acknowledge the land we're on here as the meeting place of two treaties, the lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit and those of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty. We thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. We also acknowledge and recognize all of the world's Indigenous peoples as stewards of Mother Earth. I do also like to say first thing, Sawubona, which means I see you, I see myself in you, I see your hopes, your dreams, and your struggles, and I see your ancestors as well. Because interconnectedness does not end with two people who are greeting each other, it extends to include the ancestors. All beings and Mother Nature are interconnected. There is no sense of being separate. I see myself in all beings, and therefore, if I harm other beings or Mother Nature, it translates into harming myself. Now we can, as we usually have done in the last couple of weeks, go ahead with the guest presentation before we go through some of the events coming up.
Yes, please.
And there are many of them as well once again this week. But I will be sharing the screen. I have the presentation of our guest speaker here. I will do that now. His presentation is called Building the Culture of Peace in Our Community. Again, he is in Uganda. So let me just share the screen here. 1 second. Share screen. So we have here, I will share sound just in case. Share. And I did see Mr. Waswa on our call. Hopefully he will be able to start his presentation right away. Samuel? Are you able to unmute yourself?
Can you hear me? Yes, sometimes so. I'm presenting Africa Arts Association together with my counterpart. I don't know if you can hear me very well.
I'm hearing problems with the sound.
I'm going to stop my video to see if we can get a little bit better broad bandwidth through the Zoom. Did we lose our friend from Uganda? It looks like he may have even dropped off. Oh, I'm saying, are you're listing as Africa Arts Association?
Using Africa Arts Association account.
Okay.
Because the volume for the voice for my laptop has got a problem. I don't know what happened, but I decided to use my phone. Although I want to have the Africa Arts Association as a login now.
Lloyd, since we cannot hear him, Is the presentation something you can walk through and read as you go along or not?
I am not sure, but I will definitely check. This is obviously the open. This is the opening slide here, Building the Culture of Peace in Our Community by Ambassador Was Samuel from Uganda.
Okay, I was requesting if I can share the document from this slide so that I can be to control the slides. Is it okay?
Did you want to try that?
Oh yes, to share it from this side so that I can be controlling the slides from this side.
Okay, so Andrew, can you give control over to Ms. Samuel?
Everyone has the ability to share.
Okay.
Okay, let me try to share it from this side.
But we can't hear him. That's the problem.
I'm seeing that you're logged in twice, Samuel. Is there one account that you can stop? Perhaps that's what's taking up much of your bandwidth.
Okay, I hope you can hear me now.
Not well.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good morning to those ones in the UK, Toronto, America, or the side meaning. Ambassador
I'm afraid
Samuel, the founder of this and the yes, hello.
we can try to proceed. Otherwise, we'll have to have Lloyd to read your presentation, but try again, please. We cannot understand you.
Yeah, try to go slow when you're talking so we can have hopefully most of the words come through.
Okay, okay. Can you hear me right now?
Barely.
Okay. As I said in my preamble, Ambassador was for Samuel, the founder of Peace, Justice, and the Equality Foundation, and they also liaison of International Cities of Peace, and I head the Peace City of Wachiso District. I wanted to share my presentation today with you, titled Building the Culture of Peace in Our Community. Can I proceed? Can you hear me now?
Yes, proceed. Thank you. Speak louder if you can, and slow. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. The image you're seeing there, a man has seated down and the two men who are standing up.
We don't see that. You have to go to the next page. We only see the first page.
Okay, I have shared the next page. On my screen, I'm seeing that I'm on the next page.
Your internet is slow. I think Lloyd will have to proceed and let you do the narrative. Lloyd, I believe that might be.
Okay. What we can do? Let him be controlling the shares from that side. I will be telling him to go to the next.
Exactly. Lloyd, could you take over, please?
I'm getting a cannot share screen warning message.
That's because he was sharing. Try it now.
Okay. Okay, we are back.
To the next page, please.
Yep.
The next page. Okay. The image you're seeing there, it is to bring out the role of the community towards the peace building. The mass they are some killed some and they solo. That man is known as the Kenneth Kanyamunyo, killed a human rights activist known as the Kenneth, and he was taken to the courts of law. But we discovered that he's going to be convicted of the case. The murder case he has committed. He decided to go to the community leaders, the chief of the place where the murder was coming from. So he reconciled with the elders of the tribe where Kenneth was coming from, and because of the act they did, it persuaded the court to reduce on the sentence penalty. So that shows that the community has a great work or plays a role towards the culture, towards the peace building. You can move to the next page. Next page. Okay. What about this? When the world started to recognize peace, United Nations started to recognize peace in 1981, and that is when the Day for the National Day for Peace started under the United Nations Assembly. You can move to the next page. Okay, I'm talking about the culture of peace building, the culture of peace building. I wanted to go back and talk about what the culture of peace means. Culture of peace includes being at peace with oneself, others, and the natural world. So the primary tool to promote culture of peace, that is peace education. It is very important to have this in our community, in the churches, in the mosques, in the schools, and the other areas. We must be taught, we are supposed to teach our children what it is all about at all levels of education, without also including the village, the leaders, the schools. We need to teach them what peace means, because many people talk about peace, but they don't know what peace is and what culture or what we mean when we talk about culture of peace. Next page, please. Okay, that's maybe a simple to show us what a community is, and that photo was from the residents in both the cultural department in the country, so, which is found in West Africa. So I was trying to tell you that a community is a social group of any size whose members reside in specific locality, share government, and often have common culture and historical heritage. That is what all about a community is. Next. Next, please. Okay, so in Africa, we have all this, and I tried to bring out the topics that really have the people to
becoming very tortuous, perhaps it could be possible that you could read the content all the way through and then allow him to speak if it's possible, or put comments in the chat.
Yes, so it has become a little bit difficult to hear anything you were trying to say, Samuel, unfortunately. So we can go through the presentation.
Please.
And I don't understand that we may not get all the context, but as we're seeing on the screen here, there are major courses of conflicts in communities, especially in Africa, including land conflicts, political desire, religious conflicts, especially in Nigeria, increased rate of poverty, and unfair court justice.
I'm trying to mute Samuel. Please continue.
Yes, so the conflicts that include demolished houses and security guards who are torturing the people. There is a power struggle continuing in the countries there. And how, this slide, how was justice conducted in African traditional society, was through reconciliation, encourage forgetting and forgiving so that people can move on. Land was owned communally, so this could help to solve the problems of land conflicts where blood ties were practiced, which promoted brotherhood. The holding of village meetings was almost every month, where the village elders used to listen to the conflicts within the society. The village open courts were practiced. This was done in open daylight, where all the people were allowed to attend and give their public views. This helped solve the problem of unfair justice. How was justice conducted in African traditional society continues with the existence of unwritten constitutions and cultural norms. Children grew up knowing what was accepted and not accepted in society, and work was done communally and was where people got involved and profits were shared equally. This fought in the community, thus fights in the community, one of the major course of conflicts today, where this photo shows a traditional feasting among the Denai people in the Belem Valley of the New Guinea highlands, where traditional feasting was very infrequent. The food consumed is not fattening, such as low-fat sweet potatoes in this case. And the feasters do not become obese or end up with diabetes. Local beer parties were used to be organized. During this time, men could discuss matters that are currently happening in the society. The beer parties promoted unity. This was part of storytelling that they did. This shows a slide with some photos of traditional dispute resolution in a Ugandan village, where disputants who'd already known one another personally gathered to settle their disputes in a way that permitted them to resolve their feelings and continue to encounter each other peacefully for the rest of their lives. They would work as a team, with the children and the kids getting time to play together as well. So this slide says how to build the culture of peace in our community, where early childhood development, or ECD, referred to as formative childhood, has received growing attention over the past decade, leading up to an unprecedented expansion in scientific evidence demonstrating that nurturing care during the early years of life is crucial for all aspects of healthy adult functioning. And this has been recognized by academia and has begun to inform the international policy as well. So if you look at our kids at home, when they plant a tree or have their pet, They love them so much. They take care of them. They value them. They treasure their life. If we bring up our kids with that spirit of love, value, care, they do have a childhood because community will be at peace because they will be knowing the value of life and human rights. In Africa in the past few years, all children belonging to the community had the responsibility, including of all elders in the community, to ensure that children grow up with morals, respect for cultural norms, respect for their elders, and knowing their responsibility in the community. This made children to always avoid committing crimes and avoiding violence in the community, which promote peace. What made Africa to stop such norms or habits, yet it used to bring harmony in the community. A blank page. This is about peace teaching in the schools. When we introduce or add peace lessons in the curriculum taught at the levels of education, this keeps us to know their role and play toward peacekeeping. Children need to group up knowing that peace starts with them and they are agents of peace in the community they stay in. They are forming peace clubs in institutions and help children to discuss issues that do disturb them. Although through this, we can ship good leaders and also help the kids grow up knowing how to love each other. Peace building in the schools starts as part of building peace in the community. To date, the world is talking about people like Nelson Mandela, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and others who recognized, because of the role they played in peace building, therefore recognizing those who treasure peace in the community to help with a peace culture in the community is very important. This is a slide showing Archbishop Desmond Tutu and other Nobel Peace Prize winners in 2011. And a slide showing the importance of peace building or building peace in a community, which promotes development, cost and time saving, promoting unity, helping to quicken decisions made by the community and in the community, encourages good leadership, and protects the community from wars and conflicts. With the conclusion on the slide saying what our leaders in our community have forgotten is that peace is the right of all human beings. Man was born free and no one owns his or her rights. Our community leaders should put it in mind that we choose them to lead us in development and not to take away our rights. We have to put it in mind that peace is the supreme good of humanity because without it, there is no true development in the community, and the community will lack unity, which always will be at war, and conflict, which will always hinder development. So this is the final slide saying, thank you, we must have peace. We want peace now. So that ends this part. I can replay, if you wish, the presentation. If you would like to try to perhaps continue to answer questions, Samuel.
Just a moment, let me stop recording this part and then we can start again.
Okay.